Good afternoon, Ambassador Mary Shepard on another day's journey. Today I'd like to answer a question, if I can, regarding grief. An individual asked me, what is the purpose of grief and why do we need it? I didn't have an answer when they asked that question, but as I waited on the Lord, He gave me a response. And the response was, and I'm going to read it because I had to write it down. Grief is love's response for someone who is no longer with us. Grief is love's response for someone who is no longer with us. In addition to that, grief is also the response to a hurt, is a response to a discomfort caused, inflicted by someone that we love, who did not love us in return. And we can grieve when people hurt us on purpose. That's a response of love. There's a lot of grief going on right now. There are not many days, almost every day, I get a message about someone who has left this world, someone who has gone through a divorce, someone who is grieving. In the past 5 years, since 2018, whatever those years amount to, I've had a lot of grief in my life, as many have. Many people are grieving. So there's a couple of things I want to say. First of all, let's be patient with one another, because grief is eternal. Grief is something that we do that's personal, and it's quiet and it's kept on the inside. But when we mourn, mourning is different. That is the expression of grief on the outside. And mourning takes on many forms. It takes on the form of anger. It takes on the form of frustration. It takes on the form of agitation. It takes on many forms when we mourn. So we have to be patient one with another, especially if you know that that individual or individuals are going through grief. In addition, and this is the biggest part of this whole conversation, remember that God is the God of all comfort. He comforts us in our sufferings. He comforts us in our grieving. He comforts us in our pain. He comforts us wherever there is a hurt, wherever there is a tear. The scripture says that even the tears that fall from our eyes are captured in the book of Psalms in a bottle. They are precious in the Lord's sight. Just the fact that we had to cry. God is the God of all comfort, and He's willing to comfort us. If you're grieving right now, if you're going through, no one can tell you how long to grieve. No one can tell you what grieving looks like, what's the proper way to grieve. It's personal for each and every individual. But God is a good God, and He will see you through. He will comfort you, and He will bring you out into the bright sunlight. May God bless you. May He comfort you. May He give you peace that surpasses all understanding. May you know the God of all comfort. Blessings.